Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to this weekend WoW for the week of November 5th. Before we get started, let's shout out the Patreon supporters. We have Mario Casillas, Rhett Pally Rocks, Nick Rudda, and Peter Burnham. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it very much. Alright, let's go ahead and hop in and talk about what's going on in the game this week. It was a pretty crazy and fun week last week, and that's what we'll spend most of the time talking about. But let's highlight the things that are going on this week. You have a few more days of Hollow's End, so if you haven't gotten any of the stuff yet, luckily you can get the tricky treats or whatever they're called from doing just the trick-or-treating, so you can literally just fly to every inn in Eastern Kingdoms, fly to every inn in Kalmador, fly to every inn in Northrend, and get a bunch of these treats and buy the cosmetics that way. If you've been killing Headless Horsemen and stuff, you've been probably getting some that way as well. But if you haven't got those yet, there was a claw, there was, I think, like a mask, there was a, I don't know what all this was brand new, but there was like a, basically a offhand that's like a Halloween bucket that actually looked really cool. I don't think that was new, but I actually grabbed that this year as well. So you have a few more days of that, a few more days to try to get the Headless Horseman reins if you don't have that. So we have a few more days of Hollow's End going on. We also have the Darkmoon Fair this week. Good thing to remind is, again, since nobody has their profession knowledge totally capped yet, you can go to the Darkmoon Fair and get profession knowledge there just by doing like these little quick quests that don't take very much effort to do. I think you get 2 skill points and you get 3 knowledge. So you might have all your skill points up, but you likely almost definitely have some sort of knowledge you could still get. And so you can grab that at the Darkmoon Fair. Obviously, as I always say, there's other stuff to do at the Darkmoon Fair. I always highlight to go there and try it out, do the stuff. They're going to be revamping it at some point, and hopefully they don't get rid of any of the old achievements and stuff. But it could be a chance for you to go do that, acquire tickets, all that kind of stuff for some of the unique items that are available there. Other than that, we do have obviously the holiday, or the anniversary I should say, still going on. This is highlighted, for me at least, by the secret finding event, the guest relations event, which we'll talk about. But you still have plenty of time to do all the holiday stuff. There's still the BRD raid. A lot of people are there still. A lot of times with these events, I see like the first week or two, there's people there, like a lot of the casual players and stuff, just chilling there doing stuff. But there's still quite a few people there, which I've found to be quite nice. Still a lot of people queuing for Korok's Revenge, getting honor and HKs and all that kind of stuff there. So yeah, I'm glad people are enjoying the holiday event. I think they did a pretty good job with it overall. I know there were some people, the Codex of Chromie was getting a lot of hate, and I understand it's not very good. That's the kind of typical 0.5 patch content that we're used to getting, I think, where it's like kind of a letdown. It's kind of like it's like a event, it's like a outside event that you queue for, right? And so there's nothing fancy or cool about it. But yeah, a lot of people are still doing that, and obviously plenty of time still. All of November, I think all of December to get anything done with the 20th anniversary event if you want to do it. So no rush as far as that goes. Still plenty of time there. The classic time walking is something that I'm having a blast in. I love getting like dead mines and stuff like that when I queue for that. I've been getting way too many dire mauls. It's not one of my favorite dungeons in classic. But I love getting, I like Zul'Farrak a decent amount too, but I love getting dead mines. And I've leveled up some characters that way as well, just doing the classic time walking there. So this past week, however, and who knows what other crazy fun news we might get. This past week, we got news of the next patch. Not exactly when it's going to come out, although it's possible next month will be when it comes out. A new patch with a new island that's a scrapped island from BFA, a new ring for us endgame players that's going to give us some power, some borrowed power for a patch, or for a bit of a patch, the end of a patch, maybe the beginning of the next patch. We have some ring coming out there. Announcement of Plunderstorm returning. It looks like in January, end of January. Which I'm super excited for because I actually really enjoyed Plunderstorm, even outside of the rewards. I actually just kind of played it for fun. And so just tons of stuff came out with that, and it was just crazy to have all that stuff come out at the same time with like all the patch and Plunderstorm and this and that. And it was really cool to see all that stuff come out. Obviously, I did a video on the ring as far as Rat Paladins go. And yeah, I didn't completely cover the patch. The patch itself isn't going to be that big. It's going to be mostly about this island, and it's going to be very similar to probably the Forbidden Reach patch in Dragonflight. Just like stuff to do on the island, of course, a meta achievement probably, and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously, the other thing I want to talk about was the guest relations thing, like I mentioned. That came out last Monday and started that, and then it was, I think, can't remember if there's anything Tuesday or not, but it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That might be correct. It might have been Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday there was nothing. Now we've only gotten one social media post with a crate. Perhaps that could change literally as I'm recording this video, but I've been keeping up with all the stuff. It's a little bit harder for me this time as opposed to the last secret finding event because of the time that they're dropping these. I'm trying to get it out as early as possible. But it's not viable for me to be able to get to my computer every day on reset. That's just not, a viable thing for me to do in my life. But some days I can, and other days I just do it as quickly as I can. And I'm having fun doing that either way. Obviously, I wish this would culminate into like a bigger secret finding thing, but I don't know if that's ever going to be the case. I hope it is, because I really miss some of the really big secrets in the game. But this is fun to do. It's cool, it's fun, it's interesting. But I do wish we could culminate it in like a big secret, a big hidden thing being found. As a community, I can do this big long guide on it, which I always enjoy doing. That's what I look forward to. But yeah, on that same note, obviously a lot of the time on this channel we cover like Rep Paladin stuff, we cover endgame stuff, Mythic Plus changes, raid changes, things like this. But the other thing I'm very passionate about is the secret finding stuff. Some of my favorite videos I ever made were secret finding stuff. So whenever secret finding stuff comes out, I always get back into it. I did this, whenever there is a big secret, you'll see a big guide video on how to do it. Whenever they did this last event, I covered that last event. I'm covering this event. If you are a secret finding person who subscribed to the channel, I thank you very much. Anytime there is a big secret, I will of course cover it, but that's not, obviously there's just not enough secret finding content to do that all the time. Unfortunately, I wish there was. And to the Rep Paladin people, you guys already know, like I do other content as well. What I try to do to distinguish the two things is, like, if it's Rep Paladin, I put the pink border on the thumbnail, and if it's anything else, it'll be like a yellow border or something like that. And that's just kind of a way to distinguish people, because I know people are not interested. I have a diverse range of things that I enjoy in the game. I know not everybody has that, so I'm like, okay, this content's for you, this content's not for you. Obviously, I appreciate if you cross watch or whatever, different things or whatever, but obviously it's not needed by any means whatsoever. So having a ton of fun with the guest relations, having a ton of fun with the event itself. Now we have another patch coming out in December, followed by Plunderstorm in January, and then probably followed by that in probably the end of February or early March will probably be like 11.1. So this has just been a crazy thing. It's really good for making content, but I'm not gonna lie, guys. This takes a lot of time to keep up with this stuff. Like it's hard. Like, if people who play the game like 60 hours a week, maybe they can keep up with this. But man, this is a bit hard. But it's also very fun. So I'll give them that. Like keeping you busy, keeping you on the treadmill, but a treadmill in a good way. Like on the treadmill is usually referred to as a bad thing, but like in a treadmill and you're trying to lose weight, right? Like a treadmill in a good way. So yeah, we'll cut this one short. I could opine because I'm in a very positive mood about World of Warcraft right now, but we'll call it quits on this one. We'll see what this next week of news has to bring us. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.